Hi guys, so I'm back with a new question number 7, which is to accept the number and compute square root of a number, square of a number, cube of a number, check for prime, factorial of number, prime factors. So let's head on to text editor and copy the status code, create a new file, save it as q7 question number 7.py. After that, paste the starter code and uncomment. After that, let's clear the input output and let's take an input, a number. So let's take test cases, 5 test cases, 5 numbers, random numbers. So let's take the test cases, directly take a for loop for I in range that's int input, means taking the number of test cases, the first number which is 5 in our case, and then looping for that many times. After that, taking n as an integer input, means taking the input and converting it into the integer. So now first of all we have to find square roots, so we can use a module called as math. It is an inbuilt module by Python which can do math stuff. So let's print the math.sqrt. It is an square root function, so math.squared n. So let's define some string which will explain the answer. Square root equal to this, and after that, for square you can basically raise it to the power 3. Square 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 of the number equal to, not math.squared, it should be n raised to 2. So n exponential operator raised to 2 close. Similarly, the cube would be n raised to 3. So n raised to 3 cube. So let's just print this and see whether it works or not. So this is square root is float. Let's take some simple numbers. 4, 2, 4, 9, 17 and 100. So let's run this. So square root of 2 is 1.41. Let's square root of let's take an format string. So square root of n equal to, what would be the value of math.sqrt n. So let's just copy this, paste it here. Square root square of number and cube of number equal to, this would be n raised to 2, n raised to 2, this would be n raised to 3. So let's run this. Let's take this output here so we can see. After that, let's print an empty statement, a new line. So let's just execute this. So square root of 2, 1.414, we know approximately 1.414. Then square of 2, 2 raised to 2, 4, 2 raised to 3, 8, square root of 4, 2.0, square root of 4 is 2, 4 square is 16, 4 cube is 64, 16 into 4 is 64. Similarly, each number has its value. After that, we have to print we have to print the prime number. So check if it is prime or not. So n is n is prime. So we would require an conditional statement. First, let's us create an logic for that. So define is prime. We will create a function is prime, take in value n, and return some value. So what are prime numbers? Prime numbers are basically that numbers which doesn't have any multiple except of itself and 1. So if we consider number 17, so 17 is only divisible by 1 and 17, and no other number can divide it by, so no other number can divide the number 17. 17 is a prime number. Similarly, starting from the 0, 2 is an only even prime number. After that, every prime number is an odd number, and then 3 is an prime number, 5 is an prime number. So they don't have any multiple except of 1 and 15, 1 and 5. If we consider the case of 5, then it doesn't have any other multiple instead of 1 and 5. So we have to basically check whether the number is divisible by any number or not between 2 to n. So if we consider n as our number, then we have to basically check whether any number between 2 to n is n minus 1, because n will be basically divisible. So we have to check whether any number is any number between this is dividing n or not. So basically we can run a for loop. So for I in range 2 to n, so it would automatically take n minus 1. So from I in range 2 to n, what we will check if n mod I means n is divided by I. So n is divided by I would be 2 to n. So in the first case it would be 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. So if n mod I equal 0 means it completely divides, then we have to return false, as the prime number is not false, as it is not a prime number, so we are returning a false. So this function checks is prime. So if the function is divided by I and it is divisible, completely divisible, then we will return a false. Why? Because it is not a prime number, it has some other multiples too. Else we will return true. Means if this for loop completely executes but it doesn't return any value, means it doesn't find any divisor, then we will return true. So this should be also valid for n equal to 2, but here if we put n as 2, so let's just run and see what happens. So we have to take an if statement. If is prime n, means if it is true that number is prime, then what we will do, we will just print this. Else what we will do, print the same statement if number is not prime. So let's run this, see our output. So 2 is prime, 4 is not prime, 9 is not prime, 17 is prime, and 100 is not prime. So it works correctly, as 2 is the only prime number, as I said, only even prime number. And then 4 is not a prime, as 4 divided by 2 gives, means 4 is completely divisible by 2. 9 is also completely divisible by 3. 17 is not divisible by any number, so it is a prime number. And 100 is also not a prime. So this is basically the function check whether it is prime or not. After that we have to find the factorial of number and prime factors. So what we have to do now, we have to find the factorial. So let's create a factorial function, return n into n minus 1, sorry, fact of n minus 1, fact of n minus 1. So this would be our basic return. But if we start this function at 5, then 5 into 4, 5 into 3, 5 into 4, then in fourth function 4 into 3, in function of 3, factorial of 3, 3 into 2, in factorial of 2, 2 into 1, and it will go on. So we have to stop this somewhere. As we know 0 factorial is 1, we can stop it there. If n equal 0, then we have to return 1. As we know answer is 1. Else we have to do this condition. So we can do that. Else this. But what is the problem here is that if we provide n, so let's just run this file. So let's just try out this fact function now. So after that, so print, let's separate this prime factor. So we will print format string factorial of n is concatenated with we can directly use here only fact of n. So let's just run this file and you can see in the output factorial of this is very much large, 100, factorial of 100. So we can reduce this number to 10 and see. Again run this and run this. Now you can see some small numbers. So this is the basic working of factorial, but here there is an edge case that if we provide n as minus something, so let's provide minus 2, then what will it do? It will recurse infinitely, it will throw an error. Let's check that too. So we got an value error, so math domain error, method square. So there is, before this factorial function it throwed an error here as math.squared minus 2. There is no value for minus 2, square root of minus 2. As we know, we created and separate complex numbers for all these calculations, but in basic mathematics we can't calculate square root of minus 2, so it is throwing an error. If I comment this out to check out what is the error in a factorial function and again run this, so now you can see recursion error. So recursion error, maximum recursion depth exceeded in the comparison. Why this happened? Because now in the factorial function the n is minus 2, so this condition is not checked as n is not equal to 0, so this is false, it returns to this. So 2 into 2 factorial of minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, and it goes on. The condition never stops. So what we can do, n, if n is less than equal to 0, then we have to return 1. Means if we provide any negative number, we will get answer as 1. So now you can see factorial of minus 2 is 1. So this handles this test case. So instead of 0 also we can put here 1, because instead of checking one more case as n equal to 1, 2 returns the same value as return 1. So we can also give here 1, so that we have to not check one more condition as n is equal to 0. So we can do this, and in large programs it will significantly help us. So this was the code for factorial. Let's just change this again to positive, some other value. Let's just run this. So here now in the first value, this factorial is very much large. So let it be some small values only. So after factorial, now we have to print the prime factors. So what we can do, we can create one more function, is find prime factors, and then what we can do, provide an n, and then what we can do, we can create a list, or what we can do, so we will run a loop for I in range 2 to n. It's the same we used in the prime factors. So we will run through this, and if I equal to is prime, means if, or we can directly use is prime. So we will check whether the number we are seeing, whether this iterative is prime or not. If it is prime, and if it is prime and it divides n, so n mod I. So if is prime means the number is prime and it divides the n, then we will create a list and add the value to that array, or prime list equal to empty list, and then prime list dot append the value I, and at last we will return I. Return prime list. So prime list. So what we are doing in this function, we are basically creating a list in which we will store the prime factors if we found. So for finding that prime factors, we are looping through 2 to n. We will start from 2 up to n, and then if the number we are currently on, means for the first case it is 2, second case it is 3. So if the iterative is prime and divides the n, completely divides, then it is an factor and it is an prime factor. This checks whether it is an factor or not, and this checks whether it is prime or not. So this both condition checks whether it is prime factor or not. If it is prime factor, then we append it and return the prime list. So let's copy this and print. We have to print prime factors of n. Prime factors of n are, so r, and then we will get an list. So what we have to do, we have to print each number. So what we can do, print this prime factors of n r, and then then we have to loop through for I in find prime factors of n, and then print each I. So what we are basically doing here, we are printing the statement prime factors of n are, and then in the next statement and in the next lines we are printing the prime factors we found using this prime factors function. This will return a list and we will iterate to each element and print that. So let's just run this and see. So you can see here square of number 2, 4 and this whole stuff. So here prime factors of 2 are, there are no prime factors instead of itself, so we can also print itself if itself is prime. So at last what we will do, if is prime n means itself is n prime, then we have to add itself also to the prime list dot append n. Why? Because itself can also divide itself, means the number 2 can divide itself if it is an prime factor. So the number itself can divide it, means if we divide 5 by 5 we will get 5 is an factor of 5, because 5 into 1 gives us 5, so 5 is an factor. So any number is factor of itself, we are just checking if that number is prime, then it becomes a prime factor, then we will append that prime factor to the prime list. So let's run this again and you can see prime factors of true are 2 only. So 2 is an prime factor, 2 is an prime number and it divides itself, so it becomes an prime factor. Similarly square of 4 and prime factor is 2, and for this number number 9, prime factor is 9. For prime factor of 17, 17 is not divided by any value, only by 17. So that, and here we are getting prime factor some number. So let us check some big numbers, let us see whether it works or not. So here we are getting some kind of if n is less than or equal to 1, else we have to do. So this is very much big number, some small number. So we require prime factors. So these are the prime factors 3 and 293 of the 879 function. So this is the factorial of this 879. These are prime factors. So this was the basic code of finding factors, factorial, prime numbers, prime factors, and the square root and function. So that's all for this video.